Gets out pretty well. So does Rogers. Got next to him. Ford once again to the sideline.
At Fusion Sport, we're all about driving human performance. We develop and support a range of technologies all designed to assist people to be their best. SMDH is used by hundreds of elite sporting organisations across the globe, and more recently has been used by the military and performing arts as well.
Our SMDH technology has at the heart of it an integrated and connected philosophy. What's different about SMDH is that it's truly flexible and self-engineerable. That really puts the power into our customers' hands, and it allows them to use it in unique ways that perhaps we haven't even thought of.
Over the rest of the field, but here comes Jimmy Stone.
Connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
What's going on, everybody? Your man Eric Wilson here for the Sports Arena on a Wednesday night. And like I said, Monday night, we'll keep the conversation going with the WNBA because the Olympic team has been announced to us. And also, we just found out today the U.S. women's 3-on-3 basketball team is going to be, they have been announced as well. And we've got those interviews coming up throughout the rest of the week. But let me go ahead really quick and let me get our girl, Miss Megan Price, 806, and the Sip Off in the building. How are you, Megan?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Good. It feels like I just talked to you a couple hours ago.
I know, right? Great couple of days.
Great couple of days. Our man from Sideline Sports Network, Mr. John Shear, is going to join us momentarily. So, while we wait for him, we might as well just get right to it. I mean, again, Monday, when the announcement came of the Olympic team, 12 women from the WNBA who had the opportunity to, they are now Olympians. They are going to Tokyo. They are representing our country and doing what they love to do. So I just want to talk a little bit about, or actually I want to share with the world the interviews that our girl, Miss Megan Price, had with not only Chelsea Gray, but also with A'ja Wilson. Check these out, y'all.
Hi, Chelsea. Megan Price with Sideline Sports in the Sports Arena. Congratulations on making the national team.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've accomplished quite a bit in your time in the league. You're a champion, 3-time All-Star. How is making the national team different than those accomplishments?
You put together your own, it's your own market, right? It's your own kind of baby, your own team. But then you're competing against the rest of the WNBA and these great players that's going to be Hall of Famers to be one of the 12. And so it's a little bit like rewarding, like, okay, they consider you to be one of these great players in the world, like not even in the league, like it's in the world now. Like it's the whole different beast. So a lot of gratitude with the players that kind of laid the foundation for me to be able to do this, and happiness. And it's like a chip on your shoulder, like you've worked hard to be at this point and have confidence in that.
So our man, yes, joining us, Sideline Sports, Mr. John Shear. Good evening, sir.
Hello, how are we doing tonight?
Doing well. So yeah, I was just, basically showing everybody the greatness that is the one Miss Megan Price. But John, you and I had an opportunity to actually talk to Chelsea just about, what this really meant to her. But before we get to that, I want to jump over to A'ja and Megan's interview with Asia Wilson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You bring so much to the table for the Aces, whether it's offensively, defensively. We know you're the reigning MVP. What do you hope to bring to your role on the national team?
I mean, I just want to be whatever is needed in my position. And if that's being a great teammate and going crazy, then that's me. I hope to bring a lot of energy. And of course, on the court, when it comes down to X and O's, is I'm going to take care of my job. But my biggest thing, and I think it's for everyone, is just playing my role, whatever that may be. I know Coach Shelley is going to tell me soon enough what my role is, and just sticking with that, because that's how you win. When everyone knows their roles and you know exactly what you're going to expect from people, that's a good team. So for me, that's how hopefully I can kind of enter in my way into the Olympic stage.
So again, these women just really humbled to be given this opportunity and really kind of soaking everything in. But I want to get to John Shear, Sideline Sports Network, and myself talking to Chelsea Gray, because, my focus has always been, when it comes to Black women, has been the elevation of them, and having this opportunity, also being coached by a Black woman. We heard it when Sylvia Fowles, John and I, when you talked to her, she was like, for so long, they had been on the back burner. I like what Chelsea had to say, so I just want to play this for everybody as well.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So what does this experience mean to you, getting the opportunity to go over to Tokyo and just kind of soak everything in? And what do you think you'll do first whenever you get over to Tokyo? Thank you.
What I'll do I'll answer that first. What I'll do first, I'll probably just be in my room, just like, I'm really in Tokyo right now. Like, I'm really about to start practicing for the Olympics. Like, this is really happening. And your second part was, what do you think I'll bring, right?
What does this experience mean to you, just getting to go over there and like other people have asked, just kind of being in the Olympics? What does it mean to get to go over to another place and just kind of soak everything in?
It'll be amazing. It'll be great. I think just representing my country, representing the people that's come before me. There's been a history of legends that's worn that jersey. So to understand that, a sense of gratitude to be able to do that as well. It will just be an exciting experience. I'm just ready for it all. I'll just embrace it all, and hopefully, get the opportunity to, really be in it. Things are just moving day to day, and I'll just be embracing the opportunity.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
And last question, and let's make it quick. Eric Wilson, because we got Asia Wilson on deck.
Make it long.
I mean, I could do that, but Chelsea, I want to say congratulations first, and then I want to look at this big picture. I've asked some of the other all-stars who are going to be joining you in Tokyo. You have a Black woman as the head coach. You yourself are a Black woman representing your country on the highest stage. Can you just talk to me about being in this moment and what it means to you?
Yeah, huge sense of gratitude. We have a responsibility when we wear that USA, like, to not take it lightly. And I also think, like, it's on a bigger scale, like, little kids and little girls, boys, whatever, are gonna look at this and see somebody that looks like them, achieving something at the highest level. Like, 1 of 12, that's a huge accomplishment. I keep saying that. I'm just like, it could have been somebody else. I mean, I hope it's never somebody else, but, I'm excited to wear this jersey and know that there's a responsibility, that's people that's looking up and understanding that, this is a huge honor.
So again, I mean, I take nothing away from what they have accomplished on the WNBA level, but to get this opportunity, given everything that happened with COVID and the fact that typically, you don't do it in the middle of a season, but these women now have the opportunity to go and be on the highest level. It speaks so highly of them and what they do. Let me get Mike Caratanudo in here. Mike, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh man, sorry, I just finished my lackluster swimming workout.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
not that good, but I'm getting in shape for making sure I'm at full peak for me demolishing you in bowling and anybody else who stands
Please.
in the way.
Mike.
All right,
One of
dude.
these days, please understand that when this happens, ain't gonna be no talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even try. You could try all the tricks of the trade you want. It's just not gonna
I don't
happen.
need tricks. I'll tell you if you hit a good shot. I don't play those games either. I just have to roll the ball and smile.
Swimming
Okay.
is such a good workout, though. Like swimming will have you feeling like, oh my gosh, these are muscles I didn't even know I had.
Well, before.
Oh, that's like that's like me when I did roller hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, roller hockey's insane. All truth aside, like I before everything got shut down, I was up to like 5 times a week. I'd usually go Monday through Friday, or if I skip like Wednesday or Thursday, I'd go Saturday. But then everything shut down. And I was like, well, and then the pools were tiny, and I was like, huh. And then, yeah, this is the start of my 4th week back. And after the first week, I was like, I'm done. But I kept coming. So
It's a hard workout. It is.
It is.
I want to play the Olympics. I get pumped up watching the Olympic trials.
Oh yeah,
it's insane. But anyway,
yeah. I want to do one more video, but I definitely want to make sure we get our man Alex Fleming in here. I know he had the music blasting. Brother, you good? What's going on, man?
Bro, I'm still stuck at work. We got hit like the Holocaust, bro. This stuff ain't funny. Last minute tables and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm here. I'm sweaty like a runaway slave, but I'm here.
All right. Well, we're gonna get you in a minute when we talk NBA playoffs. So hold tight, brother. We're gonna get you back in here. All right.
Word.
All right. So yeah, I want to do one more interview that we did, and this is Megan Price again talking to Brianna Stewart just about her time and the whole Olympic experience that is getting ready to happen in Tokyo in less than a month. Pretty much, they are going to be over there because I believe the opening ceremony is July 23rd or 24th. So not that these ladies aren't prepared and this isn't game time, but here's Brianna Stewart.
You're an extremely active overseas player and you have tons of experience with these international players. Who do you believe is going to be the toughest competition there in Tokyo?
To be honest, there's going to be a lot of tough competition. Even like pre-pandemic, we knew that we were going to be playing Japan in Japan in front of a ton of fans. That game was going to be insane. 2 of my teammates, Steph and Ezzy, on the Australian national team. If we end up meeting with them, they're always tough. France, if Gabby Williams is going to be on France and that entire squad, you have to always respect them for who they are as overseas players. But I think, if you look at the national teams from 2016 till now, they've all continued to get better. They've all continued to make themselves known, make a presence. Nigeria, they always give us a hard time. So I could really go down the list of every team. But the one thing at the Olympics is, we realize we have a target on our back the entire time, and we never take anybody for granted. We know that we have to go out and play our best and take things one game at a time.
Sorry, my dogs are barking.
Oh, that's okay. They excited, so we get it. No, they excited. It's all right. So, John, Mike, while I got the two of you, and as we wait for Megan to get back here for a moment, let me ask y'all, because last night I was on the Say What, Say It Again sports talk show filling in for Ty Ray. And so I just want to ask you, it's like Chuck from that show said he expects these women to go undefeated while they're over there. Mike, that was exactly the face that I was fitting to make. I was like, really? Because listen, the talent that exists, the WNBA is international. We already know this. They have players from all over who come to the States, and then vice versa. After their season's over, most of the players go overseas to play. So when you're representing your country, can you honestly say in your heart that you think the USA team is going to go undefeated in these Olympic Games?
I think they can, but the thing to that is, when you're in group stages, you want to get things ironed out. Now, you don't want to obviously purposely dump a game just to, be stubborn and work on something. But I mean, before we get to the medal, you just got to clean things up. But yeah, I mean, I could see like maybe one loss. But to the other side, I'm not waffling. I wouldn't be surprised if they went undefeated. I mean, like you said, with talent, but that's the other side of that, because I mean, I can get to that in a minute. But talking to former Sun Devil and Nigerian Olympian Promise Amukamara today, like there's a lot of, obviously, like you just said, international talent, and they're playing for their teams, and now they're in the WNBA. And a lot of these, it's different on the men's side because obviously the best talent made its way over to the NBA. I mean, even, mid 80s, late 80s through the 90s, and obviously now the international game that it is. But on the women's side, a lot of the best players are playing overseas. So, I mean, I think they're definitely the favorites, as they should be. But to go undefeated, there's no need to put that pressure on yourself. Just get out of the medal round and win a gold medal.
Yeah. John, give me your thoughts, man.
I just think that, it's the Olympics, and I can't really say anybody's going to go undefeated. I mean, all these teams are there for a reason. All these players are there for a reason. So to just say one team is going to go undefeated, that's a disservice to all the other teams, even though there are teams that have gone undefeated in the Olympics in their respective sports. But to say one team will, I mean, that's kind of a disservice. It can happen, but these are the best in the world for a reason. So I'm not going to say anybody's going to go undefeated until it actually happens.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that as well. I was very surprised that he said that. Listen, I know that's what we all want to happen, but at the end of the day, the level of talent that exists on the Olympian level, I mean, it's just it's the best of the best. That's what it is. You have your NBA and WNBA for men and women's basketball. So for us, we consider that to be the cream of the crop. Well, one step above that elite level, if you will, is when someone is called an Olympian and has the opportunity to represent their country. To me, that's the status that these 12 women are at. And I want them to go undefeated. I hope they do, but I have to be realistic when you look at the total scope of everything. So
I kind of understand what he was saying, though. Honestly, I mean, you got DT on the team, and she's like probably the greatest to ever do it. And then you have Sue Bird, who might be the best to ever do it at her position. Then you have Tina Charles, who just moved up to number 8 in the all-time scoring list. Sylvia, this is her 4th Olympics. Like there's just so much depth to this team that I can understand why he would say that. And don't forget Ariel Atkins, UT. I mean, she's really great too. She's just not pro yet, but excellent team. I do want to say that I think it's really sad that Nneka got snubbed. She's the only MVP in the WNBA history to not make the Olympic team. And she's the president. She's the Players Association president. So been a lot of talk all week about that.
I wasn't going to bring that up, Miss Megan Price, but since you did, I guess we can discuss it here on the Sports Arena, because last night after the New York Liberty were beat by the Chicago Sky, shout out to them for their 6th win and moving up to, I believe, 3rd in the standings. Candace Parker was asked about that. Mm-hmm. Because she's actually going to Tokyo, but she's going as an analyst. She's going as a commentator. She is not going as someone who played. And one of the reporters from the Associated Press asked her, have you had a chance to speak to Nneka about this? And Candace was like, of course I did. And Candace had she was very transparent. I'll put it to you like that. If y'all want to know what she said, go check out their YouTube video of the post game between them and the New York Liberty. I am not going to speak for Candace Parker, but I will just say this. That woman holds no punches. She did not bite her tongue, and she spoke from the heart. And I am inclined to agree with her. Now, to Mike's point, he said Monday night, when you look at this, it's UConn, it's Duke, it's Notre Dame, and I forget the 4th college, and I apologize.
South Carolina. There's
South
one
Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
And yes. I real quick, I didn't mention the names of the snubs, but that was one of the names. That's the first name I wrote down, because I was shocked she didn't get selected either.
Right. Yeah. And I know there's going to be a lot of talk as the weeks progress. If she's at the All-Star game in Vegas, I mean, the spotlight might be on her a little bit about how she's feeling. I don't know. But I have to go back to Mike's point and say you could create more than one Olympic team based off of the collection of athletes that are in the WNBA.
Right.
And I don't know how we fix that or how we rectify that so that everybody feels like, well, we got a fair shot. But for NECA not to be in there, yeah, I was just like, I was surprised by it, you know. But again, I'm a Chicago Sky guy. So when Sloot didn't get in, when Candace didn't get in, when Diamond didn't get in, I was just like, really? I was just very surprised. Mm-hmm. So we'll definitely Eric, see what happens.
Eric, let me ask you this real quick.
Sure.
I mean, when they put Olympic teams together, I mean, and I think back, and granted it was a long time ago, but and it's one of my most favorite like movies based on a true story is Miracle. But like some people just don't, and I'm not saying she's not talented and won't work well with the team, but within the coach's system and what they want to do, even though a player is great, they might just not fit. And I think that's, I think you're on thin ice there. No pun intended, but you're on thin ice there when you look at it that way. But for some of the girls, again, women that got maybe subbed, I mean, do you feel that they don't work with the others? Because, I mean, look what you all said. I mean, third Olympics, fourth Olympics, obviously fifth Olympics for Taurasi and Bird. I mean, they know, they get what to do. They get the system. And do you think it's a thing where some players just don't fit?
Because of the pool of talent that exists within the WNBA, Mike, I'm going to say no. I really do. Because Alex brought this point up. He was like, you know, these women aren't bashing each other. Mm-hmm. They're actually supporting and elevating each other. And Candace even said that. She was like, you know, no disrespect to those who got in. However, Candace has played with NECA, okay? So she knows her type of game. And I just feel like if you're the defensive player of the year, that speaks volumes, okay? So therefore, I'm not saying that's your ticket to get into the Olympics, but I'm sorry. That adds a little bit of clout to, yeah, hey, we need her. And again, I take nothing.
She's the Players Association president. Like she does so much for every single lady in the league. And then she's also the only MVP that never made it. So, you know, that's just, but you know, you don't, like you said, I don't want to take anything away because like in a lot of the groups that I'm in, you see people talking about, oh, DT's too old. She was injured. You know, they were saying NECA is injured, but DT's coming off her injury as we heard her talk about yesterday. She's coming off her injury. She's going to be fine. She's been practicing, but you know, Sue Bird, it's her fifth. So you don't want to take anything away. I saw some people say, oh, Tina shouldn't be in there. She's too old, but Tina just won. She just won Player of the Week last week, and then last night she hit a record that nobody in the WNBA has ever hit before. So, right. I mean, definitely don't want to take anything away from anybody that made it, but just crazy that NECA didn't make it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move over. Let's transition to the WNBA. To the NBA, excuse me. Because, you know, we've got game one of the Hawks and the Bucks. And as I'm looking at it right now, the score that I have is 92 Atlanta, 90 Milwaukee. I'm sure someone's going to give me an update here in a minute. Game one, the question that I guess people were asking was, does Atlanta need to steal a game, these first two games, to have an opportunity? And it looks like, you know, now with the score being 94-92.
96-94.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, let me just ask y'all, and let me get Alex on this. Alex, if you're there, brother, I definitely want to get you in on this, sir.
I've been waiting patiently.
I know, and I appreciate you, brother. So let's get to it real quick. If Giannis loses game one in Milwaukee against Trae Young and the Hawks, is that going to set the tone for the rest of this series?
If you've been watching the basketball game, you could tell that they're making their own tones. Milwaukee's playing bully ball, and no one is stopping Giannis. He's unstoppable. He can have the paint anytime he wants it. The problem is that Atlanta's younger, and they're moving. They're working that perimeter. Oh, and by the way, we got a mismatch in the making. Herter and Collins, when they're not dealing with Giannis, are winning their matchups. Real talk. 3-point game, they both suck right now. They'll get better down during the series. The only advantage that Milwaukee has is the fact that they have the MVP and experience. If Atlanta steals game 1, Atlanta could win this series.
Trying to tell y'all.
Megan, listen, I will admit that I was wrong as sure as the day is long, but I'm just looking at this and I'm saying to myself, this was something that was brought up last night again. Say it again. I was on them show and a gentleman, Ray Lynn, he brought this up. He said, this is Giannis's moment, because think about this for a moment. LeBron is gone. Kawhi is gone. Joker's gone. Chris Paul may come back. And, but on the Eastern Conference, Joel Embiid is out. Kevin, James,
Chris
Kyrie.
Paul will be back, sir. Chris Paul will be back. He'll be back tomorrow night.
Fair enough. But I'm saying to you, take all those big names out of the mix. Who's left? Giannis.
Right.
Giannis is that next guy. And if he does not pull this out, what does that say about not only him, but what does that say about Budenholzer as the coach, John Scheer?
Oh, he makes so many bad decisions. I mean, he got away with one against the Nets. I mean, he had a lot of bad calls in that series. I'm not a big fan of him as a coach. I think that they can do better. They got real lucky against the Nets with all them injuries. You win. I mean, you can't take anything away, but they got real lucky with all them injuries. I don't think they're the better team, but I don't think Budenholzer coached them to a win. I just think that injuries just overcame the Nets. But you're right. Giannis has to take advantage of this, because you're not going to get this opportunity against, with the Nets being like they were again. East is going to get better. So you really have to take advantage of it this year, because you're not getting this chance again.
Mike?
I don't know if they won't get the chance again. I mean, look at the salary cap issues that the Nets have. I mean, they have to figure something out with, obviously, the big three. And then if they're the only three they're paying, what are they going to pay 3-on-5 all year long? So, I mean, that'll be interesting. If the new coach, I mean, again, if they do lose game 1, they lose the series, that will be very tough, Eric. I'm with you. I'm also with you, though. I mean, if they lose game 1, okay, Atlanta stole game 1. I don't see talent-wise. I mean, like Alex hit the nail on the head. When I was listening to the game on the way to work out, like literally nobody could hit 3. And then Giannis was going to the lane and doing everything that way. So it's one game. I mean, yeah, it'd be huge for Atlanta. Yes, it will boost confidence. I just don't see him winning a 7-game series against Milwaukee. But if they do lose, yes, I will finally get on the train of Mike Budenholzer getting fired.
But Mike, what if it doesn't go 7 games? Because think of it like this: if Atlanta pulls out tonight, then they're in the driver's seat. They got 3 and 4 back in Atlanta, and they got 6 in Atlanta. Should it come to that? So that's why I'm like, the talk was, how important is this first game today? Now listen, Trae Young right now, 16 for 29, 4 for 10 from 3-point land, 39 points.
You can't shoot 29 shots. You can't get 39 points on 29 shots. It's not efficient. I mean, you can't maintain that throughout the series.
Okay, Collins got 16, Capella got 10, Herter's got 13. You're expecting your young superstar to step up, and he's doing just that. Now, when you flip it over to the Bucks, Giannis has 22, Holiday's got 30, Middleton's got 15. I mean, you would think, looking at those two rosters, those starting 5, if you will, those 5 that are on there, you would favor the Milwaukee Bucks. But clearly Trae Young's like, okay, if I need to put this on my back, then that's what I'm going to do.
I mean, Kobe used to be the same way, and I'm not saying, he's Kobe-esque, but I'm just saying, like, he used to be the same way. He put the team on his back. He didn't have the best efficiency, but he was going to put it up, and it was going to go in at least, 25 out of the 40 times that he put it up, So sometimes it's not always the best efficiency, but, I mean, obviously that's what he's having to do at the moment, and at the moment, he's ahead.
Yeah, very true. I mean, 5-12 left. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say John's point is true. I mean, the better the efficiency, that's what somebody wants. But again, if a guy needs to put up 30 shots, and it was just, a few nights ago, I mean, when they beat Philly, before he got hot, he was like 3 for 25, 3 for 24, whatever it was, 4 for 24. So it was something absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, He's young. It's his first playoffs. But, I mean, look, if they get game one, to your point, Eric, yes, it is important. It gives them confidence. I just don't see Milwaukee because you just said it. Look what Middleton has. Look what Drew Holiday can do. Giannis puts in another 30 or 35. Then, I mean, I know you said he's at 22 now. I just don't see him sustaining it for a whole series again because Alex made the point, bully ball. I mean, Giannis can take Capella and just throw him away down low when he wants to. And to me, that's the thing. I get 3-pointers, but when every team is both teams, they were combined, what, like 6 for 24 in the start of the second quarter? 6 for 24 from 3.
By the way, if the Bucks win this game, it's because they just broke the spirit of the Hawks. Let me explain why. Because the Bucks just shot a shot, missed. Pat McConnell, I guess that's how you say his name, got an offensive rebound, shot, missed. Got another offensive rebound, shot, missed. Got an offensive rebound, missed. And then Giannis shot and made a shot. That breaks your back when you get 4 offensive rebounds in a row and the team can't get it from you. And then the Hawks miss a shot and the Bucks got the ball back. So, I mean, that's hard to do when another team gets 4 offensive rebounds on you. That's a backbreaker. That's a spirit breaker. I'm just saying.
Nate McMillan is going to have to tell his team to approach the boards in a different light because they have nothing for Giannis. But they're winning all the other individual matchups. If they lose this game, game 2, simple. Let Giannis eat. Let him eat. Stop everyone else.
Interesting. I like that perspective, sir. I think that's one that we could definitely look at when it comes to game 2. I mean, right now the Bucks are up 102-98 with about 4.5 left in the fourth. So, you know what? Let's take a real quick break. When we come back, more with the crew. We're going to talk about the Western Conference Finals because Megan and Mike, you know, they called Phoenix from the get-go. So we got to show them some love, especially the fact that CP3 is on pace to come back tomorrow night. But more with the sports arena in just a moment.
Generations Physical Therapy has been the Tri-State's leader in physical therapy services for over 20 years. And now we have a convenient location right in the heart of the capital city of Charleston, just off I-64. With convenient parking and flexible hours, your access to physical therapy is second to none. Plus, Snap Fitness is also in sight with 2 floors of gym equipment and sports enhancement training through A-Game Sports Performance. So whether you're needing hands-on physical therapy or looking to get results in our gym, our family's ready to help yours. Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness. Multiple services, multiple locations. Experience you can count on.
Welcome back to the sports arena. Your man, Eric Wilson. Shout out to Tyler Ingram. Yo, you're definitely invited to the cookout, bro. Just want to let you know. Any Sky fans that I know, you definitely invited. So let me get Miss Megan Price, 806 and a sip off back in here, along with John Shear, Sideline Sports Network, and Cardiac Crane. My man, Alex Fleming. Fantasy and Flavors and the Florida Sun Review, and our man Mike Cartenuto Believe in the Pac-12 podcast. So, this the Bucks have appeared to have taken the lead. Well, not by much. At one moment they were up by 7. Now they're only up by 2, 105-103 with about 3:26 left. And do we think this game's going to go to overtime, or is one team going to close it out? Let me ask that question to everybody here.
I'll go short. I'll say close out for the Bucks.
Okay. Alex Fleming, what do you say, sir?
I think there's a percentage chance that ATL sneaks away this game.
Wow. All right, John Shear.
I don't think so, because what we saw out of that timeout before the Hawks got this little run, Giannis got the N1, missed a free throw, got his own offensive rebound, kicked it out for a 3. The Hawks can't stop those offensive rebounds. And if you can't stop offensive rebounds, you're going to get broken.
Bully ball, love it.
I think the Bucks are going to take it. They're in their house. I think the Hawks are going to end up stealing a game, but it's going to be later in the series. But I do expect them to win at home. But Bucks got it tonight in regulation.
Okay. All right. Well, we will find out as this game gets down to the wire. Like I said, 105, 103, 326 in the fourth. I feel like I'm doing play-by-play with Alex again. Whew. All right. So I want to talk to y'all about a situation that has come across our feeds. And it just, when I read it, and Alex, you brought it to my attention. When I read it, I had to seriously do a head scratcher. Like, are you serious? And I think I might have to create my own little segment saying, basically, are you serious? Did this really just happen? I was trying to think of a segment for myself. But so transitioning to the NFL, a Kansas City Chiefs player was arrested while driving his Lamborghini. And in the Lamborghini, there was a particular weapon in the car with him. I don't even know where to start on this one, but to say, what? That's why I want to say, are you serious? Mr. Fleming.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead.
All right. I am not defending Frank Clark. Let me say that a second time. I am not defending Frank Clark. With that being said, he was targeted by police. It's not every day you see a Lamborghini SUV. And yes, he's a dumbass because that's the second time he's been stopped with a weapons violation. That's a weapons charge. Now, the first weapon he had was completely legal, but he was in a state where you couldn't open carry. That's why he's able to fight the first one and he was released with his own reconnaissance. You got a semi-automatic weapon in your Lamborghini SUV. What, you don't think people are going to see you? Really? Really? Frank Clark, you're better than this, bro. And you just got out of Seattle and signed that big contract with Kansas City. I don't know who you're running from. I don't know what the issue is. But 1, hire yourself some bodyguards. 2, stay in states where they won't violate your civil rights laws to open carry firearms. You're a professional black male with money. You don't think people are going to try to stop you on purpose? And 3rd, don't be dumb. It's the off season. Don't be dumb. This is the second time you've been stopped, bro. You've been arrested. You're going to get out because you're an athlete. Do you think me, Eric Wilson, Ty Ray, or any of the other brothers in this nation have the same type of power that you do? It's irresponsible. Check your brain.
Mike, John, I'll kick it to y'all before I say what I want to say.
I had the same reaction you did. I mean, if you have it in the car where you can't open carry in that state. I mean, it's not like Arizona. Arizona's the Wild West. You can open carry, but I mean, it's one of those things where you have a Lamborghini SUV. Yes, you're probably driving fast like I like to do, and you get stopped and it's there. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, I understand. I agree with Alex. I mean, I know entertainers have bodyguards, or if they're driving with the families, they have firearms. They want to protect themselves. I'm all fine because, like I said, Arizona, the Wild West, people just start open shooting on the freeway for fun. Don't know if any of y'all saw that or go through neighborhoods do it. This kid got busted. He finally got busted in a second neighborhood, but He's just going through neighborhoods, open firing for fun. So inevitably, like, yes, protect yourself, yes, be responsible. But I mean, there's not much more. Alex sitting down there, like, check your brain. Like, if you're good, it's nothing wrong with obviously driving a Lamborghini SUV. Just don't drive like a maniac when you have when you have that weapon in your car. Like, I don't get it. I mean, and it's just it's a sad state. But man, it's sad that people have to carry to protect themselves, but it's also a necessary means.
John Shear, help me make sense of this, because I got my brain is just. I'll let you go. Megan, I'm going to let you go. And then I got something I need to say. This might turn into a smoking section. I'm just going to let y'all know. It might just turn into that, but I'm going to try and keep myself composed here. But John Shear, please.
Well, first of all, the Bucks are up 1-1 with 1:14 to go. So this game is wild. Nobody's paying attention to it. So that game is wild. I have a couple things on this. First of all, why do you need a Uzi? I don't understand why. I mean, I get it if you want to carry like a handgun or whatever. I get it. And make sure you're in the right state, that way you don't get busted. But an Uzi? Like, what do you need an Uzi for? That makes no sense to me. Second of all, like, to Alex's point, apparently it was in a duffel bag. The report is kind of muffled on whether it was out there or not. Some reports say it was just hanging out and the cops saw it and searched his car. Other reports say it was in a duffel bag and they just started searching, which if they did, that's illegal. So I tend to believe that, they just happened to stop a guy in a nice car and then they're like, yeah, let me search your car. Like, it was a routine stop. It wasn't like he was speeding or anything. It was a routine checkpoint. Usually at a checkpoint, they just kind of like look at you, make sure you're not, smell like alcohol or nothing like that. And then they let you go on your way. There's nothing where they're kind of searching your car and stuff. So I kind of find this fishy, even though he shouldn't carry an Uzi. I kind of find it fishy how they just happen to search his car and have, the rights to search his car. So I find that kind of fishy. So I'm not on Frank Clark's side because I think the way he did was stupid, but I also think that he was a little bit targeted. So that's what I think.
Miss Megan Price.
I absolutely agree with what John and Alex said. I mean, it seems like he probably wasn't doing anything wrong to get pulled over. But you had a Uzi in your car. What were you thinking? You're in a position to be a role model. And then at that, I'm Texan. I own several guns. I carry several guns. I don't open carry because I think that makes you a target. I think it's stupid. But just personally, like, I am a gun owner. But what are you doing with the Uzi in the first place? I don't understand why he had that. I don't know. I don't get it. And I don't see what point it served. And I don't agree with the circumstances that it happened under or what they, what could possibly have happened. But what were you doing with an Uzi?
And all right. So I got a couple of things I want to say about this. And really quick, thank you, John Shear, for keeping us up to date. Hawks up on 29 seconds to go, and it is Milwaukee's ball. So, John, please interject at any time if something breaks while I go on this here. Here's my thing when it comes to this entire situation. Number one, Frank Clark, you are a black man in America. You got 2 strikes against you. 1, you black. 2, you a man. Now, we can go down the list of all your accomplishments and what you have done. And, you're the cream of the crop when it comes to being that 1% or less than 1% that has the opportunity to play in the National Football League. You are one of 1,553 individuals who get to play on Sundays, and people cheer for you. People want to see you go after offensive linemen, running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, whatever the case may be. So you need to take that as serious as it is. The Lamborghini, okay, fine. You got the money. And listen, you can't tell someone who is broke that money won't buy them happiness. Okay? You just can't. You can try, but it ain't going to work. The Uzi part, I don't know where he decided or what made him decide to get that type of weapon. But my thing is, where are your friends at to tell you, bruh, this might be a mistake? That's what I want to know. That's my piece, because Frank Clark going to do what Frank Clark wants to do. But I want to know, was anybody in his ear to say to him, hey, man, this might not be the right thing for you right now. See, that's my thing. We got to start holding each other accountable when we start doing dumb things. We really do. Back in the day, it was called tough love. I don't know what we call it in 2021, but I'm just saying the coddling process somehow needs to stop, in my opinion. And again, this is just me. This ain't Megan or John or Mike or Alex, but it's me. But whether he was targeted or he was just it was just a random stop. The bottom line is this: you leave your house a black man, you already got the target on your back. You're an NFL Super Bowl champion. You already got a target on your back. You got haters for days. Bruh, be smarter. And please, for the love of Jesus, do better. That's what I'm going to say. So Hawks are up 3, 5 seconds to go. Ooh, this is getting down to the wire. 5.3. Hawks are up by 3. So we're going to see how this ends. You know what? Let's take another break just to give all of us an opportunity to kind of soak this all in. When we come back, maybe this game will be over, and then we can give our instant reaction to it. More with the crew in just a moment. Welcome back to the sports arena. The entire crew is still here with me. Mike is sideways because he's just wanting to see what's fitting to happen. 5.3 seconds left. Milwaukee down by 1. And Hawks just took a timeout. Giannis made both of his free throws.
Yeah, I like what the Hawks did. They intentionally fouled him, so that way they couldn't get a 3. Smart play.
Smart play by them. You got to do what you got to do. Mr. Fleming, let's go back to you, sir. I know you are busy trying to make that money, but again, I got to ask you, sir, in moments like this, 5.3 seconds left, who in your opinion, Alex, is going to be that guy from Milwaukee the Hawks are going to get the ball back? Who's going to be the guy to either get the ball away from Atlanta and make the final shot, or who is going to be the guy on Atlanta to basically have to go to the free throw line or just put the nail in the coffin?
Okay, from Milwaukee's perspective, I would foul John Collins. He's a 70% free throw shooter, and you need the ball back to at least get a shot to either tie or win the game. This is when you got to foul somebody who's a bad free throw shooter. Stay the hell away from Herter. Stay the hell away from Trae Young. Now, if you're on Atlanta, bro, inbounds the ball behind bounds. Don't try to inbounds this on the opposite side, on your side of the court. No, opposite side. Kill the clock. You're the one up 1 point.
They fouled him with 4.6 to go, so I don't know who's going on the line, but
PJ Tucker with the foul, yeah.
PJ Tucker with the foul. With that being said, you got to be smart. Atlanta just stole a game in your house in front of that ruckus crowd, and Charles Barkley should be shaking in his boots, because if Atlanta was able to steal game 1, this series is going to be so juicy. I see this going 6, at least 7.
Well, Trae Young is at the line. He made his first one. Brooke Lopez just came in for Pat Connaughton. Trae Young made both, so now it's a 3-point game.
37. Whoa, Trae.
Yeah. Trae Young, 48 points, 17 for 34, 4 for 13. So, John Shear, I want to go back to you because you're saying, with the numbers that he's putting up, I mean, he's shooting 50% right now.
Yeah, but like I said, 34 shots is a lot for one guy to take. I don't think you can live through a 7-game series with one guy taking 34 shots. I think that's an awful lot, much like last game against the Sixers where, how many shots did Mike say he took? Like 25. He was like 4 of 25 at one point. So it's hard to live with one guy taking that many shots unless you have like Kevin Durant or somebody like that, which he's not that. So, I mean, I give him his due, but he's not one of those guys yet.
Well,
So,
John, I normally agree with you. I agree kind of with what you're saying, but like Eric said, he's shooting 50%. And 34 shots to me, I mean, that's not a lot because of the pace that they play at. If you play a higher pace, I mean, you look at guys getting on like the amount of shots, and yeah, some nights their percentage is off. I mean, but 17 for 34, okay, but he's not really taking shots away from anybody else and run play for him, but guys are still getting involved. I mean, they need to be better in the paint. But if they somehow pull this off tonight, I'm still not going with them to win the series. But I can see Trey taking 34 shots if you're shooting within the first, 7 to 10 seconds of the shot clock.
it's over. Chris Middleton missed a shot.
I told y'all ATL.
Wow.
Oh, now she's laughing until
Final score 116 to 113. Atlanta takes game 1 in Milwaukee. Okay, so instant reaction. Mr. Fleming, I'm going to you first.
Bully ball only works so well if you could keep the other team from getting the boards and production in the paint. Both teams shot garbage from the three-point line, but you notice every time Milwaukee went on a run, ATL had an answer. Trae Young, 48 points, and he's got a supporting cast. I'm telling you, Milwaukee's in trouble. And Budenholzer, he needs to be applying for jobs right now.
Megan Price, instant reaction.
I think this goes back to something you guys were talking about last night on Say What, Say It Again about that dog mentality. And there's times when we don't see that in Giannis. I mean, we do see it a majority of the time, but there's times when he wilts away and, the Bucks go with him. Now is Trey stepping into that role? Do you look at him and do you think dog mentality? He's showing it to me. I love it.
John Shear.
Yeah, I'm not going to overreact to this game because what did I say? What happened this series? The Bucks would win in 7. Why? Mm-hmm. Because the Bucks always have these games that they should win, and then they end up throwing games away, which is just something that the Bucks do. I can't explain it. Throw these games away, and then they come back and win games that they shouldn't, like they did against the Nets. They were down 0-2. We thought it was over, and then they just come back. So I still think they're going to win in 7. I'm not going to overreact.
All right. Mike Caratenuto, along with what John was saying, let me ask you. John, I love when you tee stuff up for me, brother. I'm telling you, we need to go golfing sometime. Michael Caratenuto, let me ask this simple question. Did the Milwaukee Bucks kind of toy with the Atlanta Falcons tonight? And did the Atlanta Falcons just give them all that they could possibly?
The Falcons don't make the playoffs.
The Hawks.
They don't make the
My
playoffs.
My apologies. I am so sorry to the Atlanta Hawks organization. Did the Atlanta Hawks give the Milwaukee Bucks their best effort tonight? Because to John's point, they now have to sustain this for more games in order to win this series. Did the Milwaukee Bucks toy with them tonight to see what they were going to bring to the table?
I don't know if I call it so much toy because I definitely think you want to win game 1 at home. I do think Milwaukee will be extremely confident, though, to go off your question. I still think they're confident because, like Alex said, I mean, they were both trash from the three-point line. Yes, bully ball can only take you so far, but, I mean, how many points did Giannis finish with?
I believe he finished with 25. Giannis finished with 34 points.
Okay, so his average, he's been hitting 34 like crazy. So, look, you got what you need from Holiday. You need a little bit more from Middleton. I know Megan's not a fan of Tucker, but defensively, you need him to be there. So, can they make adjustments, and will the team transition in those adjustments? Sure, but yeah, I mean, I'm with John. I'm not going to overreact after one game. I mean, look, if they go in and they take both in Milwaukee, and then we're going back to Atlanta, Still going to say Boston 7, but it's going to be very painful. I mean, look, Atlanta proved last series too. I mean, they were better than the Knicks. We knew that. I mean, maybe, yeah, they were deeper than the Knicks. The Sixers, all right. I mean, look, if the Sixers have Drew Holiday or Middleton, we're not talking about Atlanta playing right now. So, I mean, but they proved they can look. They can hang with teams. They're gonna do it. I just don't know if there's enough in the tank. And like Alex was saying, you foul John Collins. Milwaukee's going to go on runs. I don't think Atlanta responds to every single one like they did in Philly. I'll say this, and I mean, I'll literally pull one of the Chuck guarantees, Eric. If Milwaukee gets up to a 20-25 point lead, Atlanta ain't coming back in any of those games. I'll tell you that right now. So Atlanta's thing is, you know, people say, oh, you're overstating the obvious. No, because some teams can get down. And like I was saying to John, with possessions, you know, more possessions, more threes, you know, you're down by 20. It's not a big deal. You get down by 22 Milwaukee, they will not come back by any 20-point deficit. So for Atlanta, they need to keep it close because to me, yeah, Trey can put up those shots and they can have Herter put up shots. But if you're sitting there and you have 25 point deficit and they're giving the ball to Giannis down low, Middleton's driving, they don't have to chuck threes, they're taking time off the clock, Atlanta will stand no chance.
All right. Ms. Megan Price, I want to go to you, and then Mr. Fleming, I'm going to give you the final word of the night, sir.
I just want to respond to what he said about PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker is listed as a shooting guard. He had 4 points tonight. Just saying.
And that was a mic drop moment by Megan Price. Mr. Fleming, your final word,
He's
sir.
there for his defense.
This is all I'll say about this series because I thought Milwaukee was going to come through and just ragtag the Atlanta Hawks. Nate McMillan deserves Coach of the Year. This man was fired from Indiana, and all of a sudden, he's taken a ragtag young bunch from ATL and got them in the Eastern Conference Finals and 3 games away from playing the Suns. I'm telling you now, if for some odd reason the ATL Hawks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and goes to the NBA Finals, not only does Nate McMillan deserve an extension, Budenholzer gets fired, but the Hawks become an Eastern powerhouse. They're young, they're hungry, and they're getting experience. It's day by day. Milwaukee needs game 2 desperately.
Let's not overreact.
Anything is possible. We're gonna finish it there.
Suns, baby. Chris Paul's back tomorrow night, man. Last night's game was phenomenal. I'm sure we talked about that. The Suns, I mean, they had no business winning, but Patrick Beverly just showed he's a chump, and Devin Booker is absolutely the man. I love guys that play hard defense, Eric. You know that? I just want to get this off the chest. Guys, when you're like Patrick Beverly, you're trying to be like a hockey player and an antagonist, and yeah, you hit a few shots, but you're having these ridiculous fouls and you shove Devin Booker in the end because he doesn't want to talk to you because you're a jackass. I'm so glad that the Clippers lost. And for all those fools that were on Twitter right away, no offense, sorry, and then Ruth wasn't, but sorry, Clippers fans, that called it goaltending. It can't be goaltending on an inbounding play. I know I said a million times today, but in real time last night, I'm like, how is that goaltending? They're all pointing up at goaltending. It's a pass. It's a pass. Because if that ball would have went in the net, obviously, as we all know, the basket doesn't count. So Patrick Beverly's a chump. Paul George, I mean, he struggled. Devin Booker struggled. But the bloody nose, the disgusting, the sick pick that he said. Sorry, I just had to get that out there. Go Suns.
All right, fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us tonight here on the Sports Arena. Next Monday is, in fact, my birthday. I will not be on the show, so I have asked Mr. Ty Ray from the Say What, Say It Again Sports Talk Show to be the host of the Sports Arena next Monday night. So this entire crew, along with Ty Ray, will be holding it down. I might pop in. I don't know. I will say this. I will not be held responsible or liable for anything that comes out of my mouth Monday night should I join the show, which is why I'm probably just going to stay off the show, if y'all know what I mean. Anyhow, for John Shear, Sideline Sports and the Cardiac King, Mike Carritonuto, Believe in the Pac-12 podcast, my brother Alex Fleming for the Summer View and Fantasy and Flavors, and our girl, the WNBA commentating queen that is from 806 Sports and the sip-off, Miss Megan Price. For your man Eric Wilson, Sports Arena. Everyone have a great night. See ya.